Hi again. Didn't know where to go today really. So in the end I took a very easy option. Just popped over to the clay pit, which is fairly local to me, and sitting here on the side pond where I fished a few weeks ago. It's usually relatively easy fishing, so hopefully I'll get a few fish today. Only brought corn and bread today, didn't have any other bait. Bank holiday yesterday, tackle shop closed. Yeah, nice and peaceful here today. Haven't seen anybody else around fishing, and quite light wind, reasonably mild, peaceful. Yeah, nice sort of fishing. Anyway, won't chat on too long. Let's see how we get on, shall we? I'm all ready to go, so let's go. Okay, start off with a couple of bits of corn, I think. This is the corn from my last session, so I've got another tin in the bag. So, as I say, I've only got corn today and some bread, and brown bread at that. Whatever was available in the house, really. Yes, as I said in the intro, it's an easy option for me. It's not too far from home. There's very rarely too many people here, if anybody at all, and I've paid for a season ticket, so I might as well use it. But I didn't really know where to go. I spent about an hour on the internet day before yesterday, or was it yesterday? Can't remember now. Just sort of researching what lakes were available in the local area, and the problem is that there's a sort of choice between syndicates, which are exorbitantly expensive and basically cater for carp, and many of them are actually full anyway. And at the other end of the scale, you've got sort of out-and-out commercials, sort of complexes of sort of dugout lakes with pitches every 10 yards or so. Sort of stuff forward carp. So if you want to do a bit of general course fishing, the options are quite limited. Now, I know there are carp in here, and I think I may have lost one last time I was here. I lost something, it was powerful. But at least here I've got a choice. There's rudd, there's crucians, there's tench. And as I say, overall it's quite a nice peaceful place to be. So that was my decision. I'll carry on researching. Maybe I can find a pond or a pool somewhere that's not over commercialised, but it's not easy. I ground baited quite lightly with some crumbed bread, just rolled up into very small balls. The float just drifted in a bit towards the reeds. That might just be the sort of wind sort of causing some drift. It might be something pulling it along, I don't know. so I just switched on the video in case. The breeze is swirling a little bit around this pond. There's not too much wind today, but I can feel it. Quite sheltered here, but even so I can feel the breeze. Right, I've just put out a little bit of bread, bread flake. So let's see if that makes any difference. Well, I turned the video off because I wasn't getting anything, but then I got just a dip on the float and I struck on it, and we have something on. It was on bread. It didn't go right under, it just dipped, so I went for it. This could be a crucian, I think. It's got that jagged sort of, but it's feeling quite powerful. Maybe not crucian. I think it's too powerful for a crucian. Whatever it is, I think maybe a tench. Yeah, not big, but it's, I don't know, it's bigger than I thought. Deceiving. All over the place. This is quite a nice tench. Well, I hadn't had a touch up to then, and it just dipped, so I struck, and there we go. Let you have a little rest, you fought very well. Well, only been here about half an hour, so that's not a bad start. Well, it's just as well I turned off the video because we just had 2 RAF jets go over. Oh, look at that. Talk about only just. Look at that, just in the edge. Diddy little hook as well. Oh, that was a good start. That was a good start. So, first tench of the day. Oh, don't struggle. Oh. There we go. Right, let's put you back, shall we? I don't know how much you weigh. Right. Right, it's £3.12 and the net's 14 ounces, so 2 ounces under £3. Alright, let's put you back in, shall we? No, you're going in the net, not out of it. Well, sorry you didn't see the bite for that fish, but I hadn't had a touch, so I'd turned the video off, and unfortunately this video, I'd sort of stopped it recording, and this video turns its power off after a certain time, and it had done that as well. So I had to sort of plane the fish, get my hand around to switch the power on this head-mounted video and switch on the video and start the video itself. So you missed the beginning of that. But the interesting thing is, I mentioned last time I was out, I was using our seedy bread for hook bait, and that's what I was using. So and that's what I'm also using in a crumbed form for ground bait. So it's obviously working. And, that's a good start. Yeah, the float just started to dip, so I struck straight away thinking it may be a rudd or something. And as you saw from the unhooking, there's a bubble just come up right next to my float. I'd actually seen a bubble as well, but they're big bubbles, they're not little fizzy bubbles that you associate with tench. But yeah, as you saw from the unhooking, the hook was literally just in the edge of the lip. I must have struck really early. It's lucky, really. I perhaps won't be so rapid next time if I get another bite. It might be imagination, but I thought the float dipped a bit then. So I've just flicked the video on to see if anything develops. Really need a crystal ball to know when to switch the video on. I'll start the video recording. It's one thing when you're getting regular bites, but when they're occasional, yeah, I'm sure that's a bite here. Yeah, there's something on there. It was just moving sideways, it didn't go under. It don't feel as heavy, but we'll see. Having a good go, that, whatever it is. I keep saying they don't feel as heavy, and then I get it near the side and it starts really fining. Swing around in circles. Still can't see it. What is this? Really, right in the side now. Oh, it's certainly proving difficult to get to the top. I think it might be another tench. I think it must be a tench. It's too powerful to be anything else. Yeah, it is. Net's caught. Again, the float didn't even go under that time. Wait. Alright, let's leave you in there. Let you rest for a while. Well, good start. Well, another videoing cock up. I turned the video off while the fish was resting after I first landed it. I forgot to turn it back on when I unhooked it, so you missed that. I did get it on my iPhone, I think, but without audio probably. Anyway, we'll see how all that comes out. But I just brought him back out the water again, just to give you another look, to repeat what I did before. Jeez. well, a couple of tench in the first hour. It's really good going. A little bit further away from the reeds there, but I'll leave it there, see what happens. Probably as well to be a little bit away from the reeds, because if something bigger takes it, it gives me more of a chance to keep it out. Yeah, that last bite was just, didn't go under, it just sort of moved across the surface a bit. Whoa, that went under, and that feels reasonably big. God, I think he got himself around a reed or something there, because I've good job moving it. Yeah, this one feels heavier. I wonder if it's a carp. The bite was very, very positive. It's a tench, it feels bigger. Oh, it is a tench, gee. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's not lose this one, please. I don't know, is it bigger? Just fighting harder. Yeah, it does look bigger. Oh, it's certainly pulling harder. Not in there. Not in there. Yeah, not giving in. Not giving in at all. Just afraid this little hook's going to pull out. Don't want to pressure him too much. Yeah, that's definitely a bigger fish, I think. Alright, let you have a rest, shall we? Because you've been working hard. Right, I'm not going to turn the video off this time because I've got to switch it back on last time, so we'll leave it on. Just try not to put my landing net in the water this time. Oh, I've got my shot still, which is good news. Where's this line gone? The hook's obviously coming up. Gee whiz, that was a bit lucky. Yeah, he's a bit of a bruiser, this one. And there we go. Look at that. I may just weigh you because I think they're a little bit heavier than the one I weighed before. Just put you in there for a minute, shall we? No, you stay there. Yeah, £4.6. We've got to take off 14 ounces. That's 3.5, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was a bit bigger. Lovely fish. Right, I think you may be a male. I'm not very good at this identification lot, but I seem to understand that you have the bigger sort of pelvic fins. But you certainly fought well. There you go. After that first half hour without a touch, I can only assume that the fact I've now had 3 tench in probably under 3/4 of an hour, I can only assume my ground baiting must have lured them in. They must have discovered the ground bait, and that's what's brought them in to swim. So yeah, a very good start. Sure my hat rim doesn't get into the camera shot. It's warming up quite nicely now. A little bit chilly when I first got here. I was debating whether to put a coat on or not, but I didn't in the end, and with all the fish activity, that's warming up as well. I had my COVID booster last Thursday, and I felt a bit rough afterwards. I don't know, that's the 4th or the 5th I lose count of these COVID injections. And my arm was really painful, the top of my shoulder where they put the injection in, about 3 days. Yeah, that last bite, it really went away. The float just vanished. No messing at all. I lost a fish here last time, powered into those reeds, which I assumed was a carp, but the way that slightly bigger tench fought there, I think if it had decided to go into the reeds, there we go again. Oh yeah, and it's another one I think. Oh, this one feels even heavier. Oh, there. Can't give it too much because it'll get into those reeds on the other side. You can probably hear the reel creaking. Yeah, it's getting close. Oh, no. As I say, with a small hook on, I don't want to overdo it, but this one feels even more powerful. Can't even see the float now. Oh, it's got right in the reeds down here. I lost sight of the line. It's got itself buried in the reeds down the side here. So busy looking out in the middle, I didn't spot it coming in here. Yeah, this could be problematic. I may have got it out. Aye. I lost sight of the line. I didn't realise it would come into the near margin. Oh. Oh, there's some power here. Oh, it's trying again. God, gee. Oh, when it goes, there's not much I can do with it. Surely this can't be a tench. Not with this sort of power. Well, not a 3 or 4 pound tench anyway, I wouldn't have thought. Still haven't seen it. The longer it's on, the more chance this little hawk's going to come out. Jesus, it is a tench. Oh. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Very light coloured one, but big. Big, 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 big. Well, I'm pleased that's in the net. Crikey. Have a rest, shall we? Yeah, you are definitely bigger. You felt bigger and you are bigger. Look at that hook, it's just in the corner of the lip. Actually it's sort of let's get the it's all gone through and hooked. It's almost double hooked. It's gone through the lip then hooked on the outer lip. There we go. Right, Mr. Tench, Mr. Tench. Jesus, you are much, much bigger. Look at that, superb. Right, we just quickly weigh you, shall we? Right, so 5'5". So that's 415, isn't it? 5'5". Take 14 off now. What am I talking about? We'll work it out later. Anyway, 5'5" with the net. Lovely fish. Well, this is turning out to be quite a session. 4 tench, and that last one was the biggest. My mental arithmetic failed me while I was weighing it, but I think at 5'5" and a 14-ounce net comes out at 4'7", so nearly 4.5 pounds. So not bad at all. I think that's the biggest I've caught out of these small ponds. It certainly was a much more powerful fish, and I was worried I might lose it at one point in those near side reeds. Guy's cutting the grass behind me if you wonder what the noise is. Yeah. Interesting. I was sitting here watching my motionless float, and the moorhen sort of took an aggressive posture. It sort of lifted its wings, a bit like swans do when they get angry, and I couldn't understand what it was doing, but I think it was probably a water vole. It was swimming along the reeds there. And the moorhen didn't think much of it at all, and actually more or less chased it into the reeds. But fishing wise it has gone absolutely dead. Has been so for well over an hour now, I think. Not a touch, not a slightest bit of interest whatsoever. After quite a hectic period soon after I arrived. And interestingly, it's now clouded over completely. When I was here earlier on and catching fish, the sun was quite bright. But it's now completely clouded over, and the breeze has dropped significantly. Well, one little bobble on the float, but that's it. Definitely moving. Yeah, I thought that float was moving. It didn't go under, but it was definitely moving. I don't know what we've got here. Doesn't feel as big as a tench, certainly. Or is it a small tench? I don't know. It's definitely moving sideways. Yeah, it's a bream. Now, I've never caught bream here before. I know they're in here. Oh, well, that's a nice change. Yeah, certainly wasn't fighting like a tench, was it? Oh, didn't like the net, didn't like the net. Just let you rest in there a bit, because you tend to tire yourselves out very easily. You bream. That's quite a nice bream. Let you rest, shall we? That's better. Right, shall we unhook you now? Now you're feeling a bit better. Perhaps let you rest too long, did I? Where's the line? You're all caught up now, aren't you? This line is all caught up. There we go. That's caught on the other pectoral fin. There we go. Colour, look at that, just literally on the edge of the lip. That's quite a nice bream actually. Oh, that's a nice change. That's the first bream I've caught from these side ponds in my trips here. I knew they were in here because I was speaking to a guy who was fishing here, and in fact he was fishing here the same day as me, and I think he was down the other end of the side pool and I was here, and I went down to see how he was doing, and he said he had a bream, so I didn't see it, but I knew they were in here. I don't know if that's what's responsible for the bigger bubbles that were coming up. But it was only a half bite, the float was sort of moving sideways. It certainly didn't go under. Well, that's it for today. A really cracking start with 4 tench, the biggest one about just under 4.5 pounds, which was really, I think it's the biggest one I've caught here, which was great. But then it went pretty dead. Don't know why, just seemed to die. And then a bit later on, probably just after lunch, I suppose, I caught that bream, first bream I've caught here. So that was a bit of a change. But then it went dead again, a few sort of touches on the float, but they never developed into anything. Got a bit noisy towards the end. The young lads turned up and they were making a bit of a racket, and that, along with no bites, I decided to call it a day a bit early. But anyway, I enjoyed it. It was great. Yeah, I'm glad I came here today. So thanks for watching as usual. If you liked it, just give me a like, please. And as always, thank you to the subscribers. I think I've got 3 extra ones in the last week, which is great. And if you haven't subscribed and you would like to, I'd be very pleased. Yeah, so that's it. So as usual, it's bye for now, and until the next time, cheers.